Mr. Forrester. This is Sachiko Suzuki calling from Human Resources at Kitano Electronics. If you are available, we would like you to come in for an interview on Friday at 9 o'clock. Please give me a call and let me know if you can come at this time.
Question 2.
Thanks for calling Vista Telecom. We are currently experiencing problems with the downtown telephone lines. Technicians are working on the problem and hope to restore full service by this afternoon. Please call back each hour to hear an updated recording of this.
Question 3.
Thank you for calling Silver Screen Cinema. If you would like to hear about current films and showtimes, please press 1. Our theaters are open from 11 a.m. to midnight from Tuesday to Sunday, and from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. on Monday. Please note that the cinema will be closed on Friday, February 27th for renovation. If you would like to make a ticket reservation with your membership card, please press.
Question 4.
May I have your attention, please? This morning, electricians are going to be wiring the new lobby. Power will be down for 2 hours from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Please save any work on your computer before 11 a.m. to avoid losing it.
Question 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 10th Annual Conference. Before we begin our presentation, I have an announcement. Mr. Windsor won't be able to give a speech this morning because his flight was delayed in Taiwan. However, he will speak at the conference tomorrow afternoon.
Question 6.
Thank you for coming to tonight's performance of The Miracle Maker. The play will start shortly, and we'd like to remind you that copies of the script are available for sale in the lobby for $15. For tonight only, if you buy a script, you will also receive a special poster signed by the entire cast. Also, don't forget to pick up a schedule of events for our other performances this year. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
Question 7.
You're listening to Wanda Sykes with your local weather update. We enjoyed a beautiful day today with temperatures reaching 25 degrees. Tomorrow will also be pleasant until the late afternoon. Scattered showers are expected in the evening, so don't forget to bring your umbrellas if you're planning to go outdoors. After tomorrow night, warmer temperatures and clear skies will continue for the rest of the week.
Question 8.
Welcome to Kodiak National Park. My name is James Anderson and I'll be your guide. Because it's cold today, please bring a coat with you. Also, we ask that you not disturb the wild animals you may see. Photographs are permitted, but turn off your flash, as it frightens the animals. Our tour will last for 2 hours and will end at the gift shop next to the snack bar. Now, please follow me.
This is the end of part 1. Now turn to part 2. Part 2. Questions 9 to 20. In this part, you will hear 3 conversations. The conversations will not be repeated. There are 4 questions for each conversation. For each question, choose the right answer. A, B, C, or D. We are ready to start. First, you have some time to look at questions 9 to 12. Questions 9 to 12.
Hi.
Oh, hi. How's it going?
Not bad. What are you doing?
I was just reading the paper while I was waiting.
Is there any interesting news?
Well, yeah. I was reading about some new research on physical fitness. How even little activities like fidgeting can make you fitter.
Fidgeting? Really? So if I tap my foot a lot or move around in my chair, I'll be in better shape?
Yes, seriously, it's apparently true. There was a research study, let me see where it was. Oh yes, it was at the Mayo Clinic in Minnesota. Anyway, they found that all kinds of minor everyday activities like standing up to stretch or getting off the sofa to change the TV channel and even fidgeting could make a difference between being thin or being overweight.
Maybe I should throw away the remote.
Well, maybe, because if you have a remote control, it keeps you from moving. They also found that overweight people are less likely to fidget than thin people, and that overweight people spend at least 2 hours more each day just sitting still. And guess what? The extra activity of thinner people might make a difference of something like 10 to 30 pounds in weight per year.
Wow. I better start fidgeting more.
No, you don't have to worry about your weight.
But don't some people just fidget more? Some people seem like they're more nervous than others or something.
Yeah, that's another really interesting point from this research. They think that people may be born with a tendency to either be fidgety or not fidgety.
So either you're born to move around a lot or you're not? That's kind of discouraging, isn't it?
Well, you'd think so, but the lead researcher for the project says that he doesn't feel it is. He says that the good thing is that you don't necessarily have to go out and run 10 miles. Just any little movement or activity could contribute to physical fitness.
Okay, that's good to remember. I'm curious, does the article explain how they did this research?
Yeah, in fact it does. The people in the study wore special clothes that had sensors in them. The sensors took measurements every half second. There were 20 people in the study, and they wore the special clothes for 24 hours a day for 10 days as they went about their daily routines. They found through the sensors that thin people spent at least 150 more minutes moving in some way than the overweight people.
That's so interesting. Hey, can I read the article?
Of course. Here you go.
Wait, maybe I should stand up and stretch before I read it.
Maybe you should.
Questions 13 to 16. First, you have some time to look at questions 13 to 16.
Good afternoon. How can I help you?
Hi, my name is Stacy Lloyd. I've been a member of this bank for about 5 years. I'm interested in opening an investment account here, but I don't know much about investing.
Okay, well, I'm the right person to come to. I'm a financial advisor, and I help people start investing in, stocks, bonds, CDs, mutual funds.
I don't even know what half those things are.
That's okay. That's what I'm here for. Tell me a little bit about your goals, and then I can tell you about some of the options.
Well, I just got a raise, and I want to start saving some money. I want a better place to keep my money than my savings account.
Okay. So you already know that your money in your savings account doesn't earn you very much interest. It's very safe, but it's not a good place to grow your money. What are you saving your money for?
Well, I know it's a long way off, but I'd like to buy a house one day. Maybe in 5 or 10 years.
Okay. Now's actually a very good time to begin saving for a big expense like a house. Before we talk about that, do you have any debt, credit cards or loans, money that you owe?
Yeah, I used to spend a lot of money with my credit card. I'm still working on paying it off.
That might be the best place to start then. Almost always people with credit card debt should pay it off before investing their money in other ways. The interest, that's the amount of money you pay your credit card company for the use of their money, is very high. Often 10 or even 20%. You really can invest your money in stocks or bonds and expect to do better than just paying off your credit card.
Really? I never thought about it like that. But that makes sense.
After you pay off your credit card debt, look for accounts that will keep your money safe while it grows. If you're planning to use the money in less than 5 years, I recommend a certificate of deposit, a CD. You can get a CD at any bank. Right now, you'll earn about 4%. It's always changing, though. I've seen it as low as 1% and as high as 8%. CDs are not very exciting, but they're a good, safe place to keep your money. You invest in CDs for a certain amount of time, 6 months, a year, 2 years. The problem is that you can't take your money out until the time is done.
So I can't write checks from it. What if I need the money sooner?
No. If you want an account where you can easily get to your money and use it, I'd suggest a money market checking account. That's an investment account that you can use like a checking account. The problem is that the rate isn't usually as high. Right now, it's around 1 or 2%.
Questions 17 to 20. First, you have some time to look at questions 17 to 20.
Every time I go to the supermarket to get milk, I have to walk all the way to the back of the store to get it. You know, why can't they put the milk near the front of the store?
I know. I was running late the other day and just wanted to run in for some ice cream, but I had to go all the way to the other side of the store, too.
It drives me crazy.
Well, they do it on purpose, you know.
On purpose? What do you mean?
Well, they put things like milk and ice cream at the back of the store, so you'll have to go through most of the store and pass a whole bunch of other stuff just to get to it.
Why would they do that?
To make you stop and look at the other stuff, of course. You go in for milk, but you might buy something else.
Really? You mean they plan this kind of thing? I thought it was just a practical thing.
Well, I think there are practical reasons too, but marketing people do look at all of that kind of thing. They do research on what people buy at particular stores and how often, and they look at how people move through supermarkets, and that's how they work out where to put things, to their advantage, of course.
Wow, that never occurred to me.
Oh yeah, I read an article about it in the paper a while ago. There's a whole science to it. Like, you know how the gourmet stuff, the deli, the fancy bakery, the fresh food, all that stuff is near the front of the store? It smells good. All that baking bread and fresh food. The smell draws people in and tempts them, and then they buy other stuff they didn't come for.
Oh, I know. I do that all the time. My supermarket has a great deli counter. I often stop there and get a sandwich for later.
Yeah, even if you didn't intend to, right?
I guess so.
Supermarkets love people like you. They're trying to get you to buy something extra, something you didn't plan to get.
Huh.
All the special offers and the food samples, they're always around the sides of the store because most people go around the sides.
Oh, yeah, I always go around the side. It seems like it's the fastest way to get to the things I need. I hardly ever go in the aisles.
Except for when you want cleaning products and dog food and things like that.
That's right.
Well, they know that if you need that stuff, you'll go and look for it anyway. So they put cleaning stuff in the aisles because people will go get it anyway, and they put it on a low shelf.
Yeah, that's right, it is.
Because there's a whole thing about which shelf it's on. Companies pay more for their products to be put on middle shelves.
Really? I had no idea.
Yeah, it's important to have stuff at eye level if you can.
I guess it is. Huh. Well, they get me all right. And I always check out the food samples.
So do I. But do you buy the food they're selling?
Yeah. And then I take it home and don't use it.
You're being marketed to. They love you.
You're right. I'll have to think about this more. Maybe I should shop more carefully.
Sounds like it.
I guess that's why they have all the candy at the checkout counter, too.
Same thing, yeah. It's hard to say no when you have to stand right next to it for 5 minutes or however long it takes.
Just a little chocolate to eat on the way home.
Part 3. Questions 21 to 35. In this part, you will hear 3 talks or lectures. The talks or lectures will not be repeated. There are 5 questions for each talk or lecture. For each question, choose the right answer. A, B, C, or D. Questions 21 to 25. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 25.
The Irish poet and playwright William Butler Yeats is one of the most famous writers in the English language. He was born in Dublin in 1865, but the family moved from Ireland to England when he was 2 years old. His mother used to tell her children Irish folk tales to remind them all of their homeland, and when Yeats grew up and became a poet, he often included characters and events from these stories in his poetry. The family returned to Dublin when Yeats was 15. In 1889, Yeats met a rich young woman called Maud Gonne. She was a political activist who was fighting for Irish independence from England. Yeats fell in love with her, and in 1891 asked her to marry him. She refused. He asked her again in 1899, 1900 and 1901, and she refused all 3 times. In 1917, Yeats asked Maud Gonne's daughter to marry him, but she refused too. Later that year, at the age of 52, he finally got married. His wife was 26-year-old Georgie Hyde Lees. Yeats wrote many plays and poems. The most important influences on his work were earlier Romantic poets and his own interest in Irish nationalism and mysticism. His early poems are mostly about love, beauty and Irish folk tales. His later works have a less dreamlike style and are often more political. In 1923, he received the Nobel Prize for Literature. He died at the age of 73, a few months before the start of the Second World War. He was buried in France, but in 1948 his remains were moved to Ireland.
Questions 26 to 30. First, you have some time to look at questions 26 to 30.
Lydia Corbett is 72, lives in Devon, and is an artist exhibiting her watercolours and sculptures in Exeter. Sylvette David was 17, lived in the south of France, and was a model and muse for a Spanish artist. Only these two are the same person. In spring 1954, Sylvette David was living in Provence with her English-born mother, who was also an artist, and her boyfriend, Toby Jelinek, who made avant-garde metal chairs. Pablo Picasso, the 20th century's most famous and influential artist, had set up a studio nearby and asked Jelinek to deliver a couple of chairs. Sylvette went along to the painter's studio with her boyfriend. Picasso only saw the shy 17-year-old for a few fleeting moments, but that was enough for him to become entranced by her beauty. The image of the willowy blonde girl with her hair piled high in a ponytail was to bewitch him for the next year. Sylvette had little idea of the dramatic effect this meeting had on the painter. She only found out some time later, when she was sitting with her family in the garden of their home. Suddenly, she saw a portrait of herself emerge from over the garden wall. Picasso had completed the painting from memory and held it up for her to view, calling the work stunningly beautiful, The Girl with a Ponytail. In the following 3 months, Picasso produced more than 40 pieces based on her likeness, and photographs of the painter with his latest model littered the pages of Parisian magazines. Picasso was famed for being a prodigious womanizer and known as the Bohemian Casanova. But unlike many of his former muses, Sylvette David's relationship with the artist never went beyond a platonic bond. Their friendship was just as creatively beneficial for Sylvette, who began drawing in the artist's studio overlooked by him. Her interest in art was sparked while she sat for Picasso, often posing in a rocking chair. However, she only began to paint in her mid-40s. By this time, she was living in England and had married, changing her name to Lydia Corbett, which she used to sign her work. For a chance to see her work, visit the Open Space Gallery in Exeter, where her paintings are currently on display until the 23rd of March. For tickets and more information...
Questions 31 to 35. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 35.
Today we're going to continue our discussion of various mental disorders. Specifically, I'm going to focus on various anxiety disorders. Now, of course, everyone feels anxious or uneasy now and again. You may feel anxious on your first day of a new job, or when you have to meet someone important, for example. Some people feel anxious when they visit the dentist. Some typical symptoms include a pounding heart, sweaty palms, or a dry mouth. But now, suppose that the anxiety is serious enough to keep you from enjoying life. Maybe it interferes with your work or controls much of your daily routine. Or maybe you experience occasional instances of anxiety that are terrifying enough that you become immobilized with fear. Maybe you will take extreme measures to get away from the object or situation causing the fear. Now, these anxieties can be put into three main groups according to what causes the reaction. The first are what we call specific phobias. These are the most common phobias, and their focus is specific objects. In fact, the thing feared is often relatively safe, and also the sufferer usually realizes that and knows that their fear is irrational. A very common specific phobia is fear of heights, for example. This fear is very common. No doubt some of you have felt this fear from time to time. Fear of spiders and insects is another common one. Spiders are not usually harmful. Well, not usually anyway. But some people break out into a cold sweat and have heart palpitations and become immobile even if they know a spider is on the other side of the room. Some of the less common phobias seem rather bizarre. For example, would you believe some people are afraid of color? Say, the color yellow? Another strange one is fear of laughter. I guess that's not a laughing matter for the sufferer. Okay, so what causes these specific phobias? Well, we don't know exactly. We do know that they tend to run in families, and they are apparently slightly more common in women. Many of them persist. That is, they don't go away on their own. At least that tends to be the case with phobias that develop in adolescence or adulthood. Specific phobias that develop in childhood are more likely to disappear with time.
This is the end of the listening paper. Now you have 7 minutes to transfer your answers to your answer sheet. Be sure to follow the numbering of all the questions. I'll remind you when there's 1 minute left.
Không, không có gì đâu bộ. Bố nhá, con đang học. อืม Chị à, chị đi đâu?
Tôi đau tôi đau đầu quá. Tầm 8:15 chị mới đi.
Thế em muộn đấy à?
Tại vì 8 rưỡi họ mới đến đấy, họ mới từ bến.
Vâng, vâng.
Tôi đau tay quá.
Vâng, vâng.